Person, Part 2 of Neo Poroshin, with your host Kevin Schoen, music by Larry, the band, and your talking guy, Sexy Hermit.
Sexy Hermit.
So sexy.
Leo, welcome back for episode
Kevin.
2, man. This has been just a Russian evening, man. You know, our last guest.
And why are we always
Orlich?
Russian in this world?
What's it?
Why are we always Russian in this world? you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Take time, breathe, smell the roses.
And I tell you, you know, Russians are just entertaining people. My girlfriend works with a few of them, and she works at a big nuclear
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, sorry. Yes, she often says the same thing too. Actually, they're the nicest people. Now those...
we have a reputation to uphold, like, don't never smile, you know.
But be really nice nevertheless, I've found.
We believe in being nice on the inside, you know, and in
Right.
stuff that matters, not the, you know, the day-to-day smiley face thing. That,
Right. A little scary on the outside,
Oh, yeah.
But-
yeah.
you know, yeah. You gotta be a little Russian intimidating, I guess. I don't know. I mean, is that the thing? Ooh. Dude, you're freaking me out. Oh, man. So, I got a question. Do you know have you ever met any Russian mafia, like here in the United States? I mean, you know, I was just wondering about that. No? Yes? Yes? Please?
I want to take a fifth on that, Kevin. You know,
Okay,
I've
yeah,
met some people who may or may not have connections, but
Yeah.
I
well,
don't,
you know.
I don't judge what people do for a living. I'm not a law enforcement official. you know.
Right, yeah. Clearly, yeah.
Mostly, I keep my contact to the like-minded, creative individuals like myself. You know,
Yep.
You mentioned Orlich before. You know,
Yeah.
you're
So,
a friend of mine. So,
You know, do you know, we
and
have-
no, I haven't met Putin. No.
Oh, you haven't met Putin,
You were
okay.
gonna ask that. No, we don't hang out like we used to, even though we never used to.
Right.
So,
Well, you know, one thing that I think, you know, I asked our last guest, Oleg, about this. What's with Putin with no shirt on all the time? I mean, that is...
No.
We've never seen a president without a shirt
as
on.
someone I knew here,
Yeah.
a friend of mine liked to say, if you got him, flaunt him. You know,
Right.
You know, for his age, got to give the guy credit. He's in really, really good shape.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
actually, that's one aspect of him I do admire.
Right.
You know, that he, with everything, he keeps himself in a really good shape. He's like, what, in his mid to late 60s. And he pretty much looks like he can beat up any kid in their 20s and up. you
Right.
know. So, yeah, I mean, he likes to show off, you know. He
Yeah.
works out hard, he shows it off.
Yeah.
It's no different than, you know, muscle shirts that people wear in the summer. you know.
Yeah. So, you wanted to talk about a couple of new theater that's coming into operation. Or been in operation for a while, but it's one of the newer ones.
Lansing is blessed, kind of, compared to I've seen larger cities that don't have such a theater scene as Lansing does, in the sense that there is a lot of local theater going on. We all know
Right.
about Riverwalk, Peppermint, and
Yep.
whatnot, but you know, or Ixion, where I'm doing 2 projects this year.
Yep.
They've been around for a while. Well, we talked about the Fledge briefly, which is a very good space for performing stuff, but so far they're sort of on an individual project basis.
Yep.
And there's a new theater that's going through its second season right now. It's called the Down Easter Theater.
The Down Easter, where is that at?
It's located on the corner of Pennsylvania and Grand River, right
Okay.
near Old Town. It's a former church building. It's been converted into performance space.
Oh, I know that one. It's kind of
Yeah.
like a Mexican style church. Is that correct?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, my friend Kate Willis, she started that company. It's been gestating for years, and she just up and started it. And I'm on the board there. I'm the vice president of that of the board there. And her theater is unique in the sense that she comes from children's theater background.
Okay.
So she kind of took on a big task of putting together a full-fledged adult season and a full-fledged children's show
Really?
season.
Okay.
So it's a lot of work for the new theater. I mean, it's sort of still an uphill struggle with any new place. When you start,
Right.
you need that time to establish yourself. But we're that space has possibilities, and it gives another creative outlet to people.
Yeah.
So the Down Easter on Pennsylvania and Grand River.
Okay.
Very
And
exciting
It's across the street from where Pennsylvania ends. Or no, it's on Pennsylvania.
It's going to be
Grand
on the
River.
right side if you're driving towards Grand River,
Okay.
right before Grand River.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
Interesting. The
Yeah,
Downeaster.
they have the sign, they have a marquee there. Right now we're kind of establishing presence there right now. Because a lot of we
Yeah.
talk to a lot of people like, oh, I never heard of that,
Yeah.
So, but we've got the plans down to build it up and how we're doing that.
Yep. Interesting. So tell me, every time I meet theater people, there's always some, are there any interesting, weird people you meet in theater?
See, being along theater folks kind of skewers your perception. Like, what is weird anymore?
Right.
And by whose definition is it weird?
Yeah. I mean, like, if you're in theater and you aren't weird, then you kind of are weird.
I like the word eccentric, which comes from the Latin off centra. There is this norm,
Off-center.
the established norm, and then there is a way to go about off center. Something different.
Yeah.
Something not fixed,
Right.
fluid even. So yeah, in theater, I was really blessed to meet a lot of interesting people, a lot of fascinating people, characters, and who are as entertaining in real life as they are on stage in their own way. Every person has a story to tell, but theater people, performance artists,
They've got 5 stories to tell her.
Oh yeah, like simultaneously, and they overlap sometime, and the narrative becomes very non-linear in that way. Kind of like watching, Pulp Fiction. Whatever, it's just beginning is an end, and that. So
Yeah, you never know where they're going.
and that's interesting. That's actually fascinating. It enriches you talking to people like that.
Yep.
So in that sense, being part of the theater community has been rewarding to me.
Keeping it alive, man.
Right? Yeah,
Growing it, man.
Show must go on and off the stage.
Yeah.
Though I do have a saying that I want to save the drama for the stage,
Oh, you do? Okay,
we
that's your
all
saying.
have fascinating, interesting lives, but, let's keep the drama. Whenever I rehearse with actors, I'm like, guys, let's keep, we're all probably need a Shakespeare to follow each one of us around and write stuff down.
Yeah.
But let's save the fascinating stuff for when we're on the stage.
Well, we sometimes try to do that on the show, too.
Easier said than done,
Yeah.
just life and art tend to overlap sometimes. Life influences art or vice versa.
It's
Who knows?
either that or you give them the Russian mafia look, right? Ooh, man.
What look is that of which you speak?
I know the Russian mafia look. You look like you could.
Not offense taken. I get that a lot. I get
Oh, you do?
I get
Oh,
Al
you do,
Capone
okay.
a lot too
Oh, you
because
get
of
Al
my
Capone.
Armenian looks. Like I would wear one of the Peaky Blinder hats, and people are like, are you Al Capone? I'm like, yes.
Yes.
I've came back to life.
I came back to life.
And ironically enough,
from Russia.
we're here near Lake Lansing, which used to have a residence there, from what I've heard.
Yeah,
part
that's
of
true.
part of the local lore. So
Yep, that's the old story. He had a little, they had this shack on Lake Lansing where they'd all drink. And it was in the middle of
the Prohibition
middle
era,
of
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read a bit on local history.
yeah.
History interests me in general, but like
Yep. Interesting. Well, that's great. And so, what else is going on with musical projects around town? You know much about those and stuff?
there's a lot of live music goes on in Lansing. I used to have a band. It was called Leo and the Comrades.
Leo.
Yes.
No, Leo and the Comrades.
Doing
yeah.
the name. Yeah, I'd be brand recognition.
Were you the lead singer?
I was, yeah.
You were?
I, Probably because I don't play any instruments. Microphone is about the only instruments I can play.
Oh, okay.
But I also like to be in the spotlight. But that band sort of took a hiatus due to, it's herding cats. Trying to organize 5 people's schedules.
Right.
So my next project is probably going to be a sort of a more toned down, loungier number, or it's just going to be probably me and the keyboardist, maybe another singer.
Right on.
But,
So a lounge singer kind of gig.
kind of like, or some cabaret numbers. But again, it's going to be simplified.
Well, great.
So I figured that way there'll be a lot less cats to herd. And,
Great.
when it's just like 2 or 3 of us rather than 5 or 6. And I go, are we practicing today? No, I have work. Or no, I have this. I'm like,
Well, we're looking forward to it,
And there's
man.
another band that I've been in talks with possibly singing for, but that's still in talking process. So yeah, music does interest me as well. I want to branch out into musical theater soon, probably. I haven't directed a full. I've been in musicals, but I haven't directed one yet, and that's sort of on my checklist to do next.
Right on.
Like
man.
there's a number of ideas. You know who Tom Waits is, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Like he wrote some really fascinating musicals. One called The Black Rider. That's sort of like a dream project of mine.
Yep.
Also Avenue Q because it has puppets, and profanities. So those are some of the kind of like the dream projects I have to do, and hopefully I'll be able to do them locally.
All right. Well, great seeing you, Leo. Thanks for coming on. Really appreciate it. Whoa! Don't mess with me that way. Freak me out like that. I'm Kevin Schoen, and this is Interview with an Interesting Person. We have Leo Poroshin, theater guy. Poroshin. Oh my gosh. Sorry about that. Whoa! You never know.
Whatever that is.